Well, at Ford we have quite a lot of safety in our vehicles. I won't talk about any particular vehicle, I'll talk about general vehicles in terms of if you took a vehicle like the Explorer, you have things like cornering control, which will actually control the level of torque and power to the wheels. If you're driving, you go into a slide. Or you can take it to vehicles like the Fusion, where you're actually driving along and it'll have things like lane keeping assist. Too high, too soft?
No, it was me.
Lane keeping assist, where it'll actually warn you when you start to come out of your lane. Great safety feature. The steering will actually start to judder and it'll warn you as you start to veer out of the lane. Or you've got things like blind spot information systems. So as you're driving along, say the Explorer here, you're driving along, and if you're starting to indicate and turn into a different lane, it'll actually tell you if there's a vehicle in your blind spot. So another fascinating example of safety. And then when you get inside the vehicle, particularly with Explorer, since I'm standing in front of Explorer, you have some pretty interesting safety features for the family, such as the rear seat inflatable safety belt. And that's caused a lot of interest in the vehicles. It will literally inflate in the advent of an accident and provides a greater safety capability to anybody who's in the rear seat area. Of course, we have more airbags than you can count on your fingers, and that's pretty standard for most Ford vehicles. So what we have behind us is the new Ford Escape. And from a safety point of view, the really cool thing here is what we call as torque vectoring control. And it actually manages the amount of torque to each of the four wheels. Okay? So as you're driving, and if you're in a situation where you start to come out of control, say understeer or oversteer, literally the car knows through its computation to allow to put more power to certain parts of the wheels, and actually takes you away from the understeer or oversteer. So that can stop you fishtailing or oversteering. It's amazing the way it does it. And it's pretty much the latest technology in terms of vehicles out there, particularly SUVs. There's a couple of cool features amongst many. One interesting from a safety point of view, it's the first time we actually have dual knee airbags, which is a pretty cool thing. And I mentioned earlier, this is the vehicle where we're launching, we have lane keeping aid. So actually there's a small sensor and camera mounted on the rear view mirror.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. So it's a sensor and a camera implanted into the mirror. As you're driving, it's projecting forward always, and it's actually monitoring the lines. And so as your vehicle starts to come out of that parallel, it actually warns you. So your vehicle is giving you a warning as you're starting to move outside of the lane, hence the name lane keeping aid.